This is Just Here for the Beer Radio on TSN 1040. And your host, Joe Leary.
Welcome back to Just Here for the Beer Radio on TSN 1040, tsn1040.ca, also at 103.5 FM, HD2. Joe Leary along with Rick Mohabir from Just Here for the Beer Limited at JHFTB on social media. Mr. Justin Kwan, our producer. Yeah, and we're joined by Dave Smith, who is the editor of What's Brewing magazine.
Yeah.
Dave, nice to have you on the show.
Thank you.
A new issue, it's published quarterly, so let me ask the very first question. What's brewing? We were talking yesterday, and I think the number we're hearing is 176 breweries in BC. Does that sound about right?
That's about right.
Isn't that crazy?
It's it's about time. I mean, when I started doing this, I got into beer 20 years ago, and of course, there really wasn't very much beer here at the time. I'm not going to complain. 180 breweries sounds like a lot, but San Diego, the county of San Diego alone has the same amount. So don't worry about it. There's more coming, and I think we'll be all right.
Would you say it's okay? There is more coming. We all agree on that. But are they now going to be more in sort of some lesser populated areas? Because I think certainly the Vancouver area kind of seems like it's reaching near capacity.
Well, the thing with Vancouver is that it's highly regionalized because of the way that we have different zoning in Vancouver than you might have in other cities. Mm-hmm. So the breweries in Vancouver are essentially all clustered in East Vancouver, especially in one particular area. You don't have that problem in other cities, obviously, like Portland. You guys, I'm sure, have been to Portland. Yes. You've seen what it's like. That was kind of the model that a lot of us back in the day, when we didn't have this kind of proliferation, were looking to. So, you know, I've been to Portland, 25 times maybe, and that's the kind of scene that would be fantastic to have in Vancouver. You're not going to get it because of the way things are zoned. As far as regionality around BC, though, you'll find that breweries around the province will keep opening in small pockets for every town in BC, as you've noticed. It's got at least one brewery in it, and then you've got anomalies like Soup, which accidentally has 3. And, there are a number of breweries that will still open in those pockets because of the fact that every town watches what's happening up and down the highway, connected to it. And eventually there will be an entrepreneur that will find a way to open up. And it's a dream of so many people to own a craft brewery, a brewery, period. But I mean, in this modern era, what people are looking for is craft beer. That's what's hot. So that's what people are going to open.
And we see that in Kelowna. I mean, I was up in Kelowna during the summer, and you can see the proliferation of, new condos going up, population explosion, more and more businesses moving up there, younger families moving up there because of affordability. And, we kind of see that I want to say that pulls the craft brewer industry right along with it.
Dave Smith is our guest, the editor of What's Brewing magazine, published quarterly. Now, your latest issue is now out. When did you start publishing the magazine, and what was the impetus behind that? Was it just the industry getting so crazy you kind of needed to chronicle it?
Well, I got into beer writing personally because of the kind of travel that we were just talking about. I would go down to Oregon and start writing about it, and I heard about this. I belong to a beer enthusiasts organization named CAMRA. CAMRA began in Victoria in 1990, the CAMRA that we have called CAMRA BC today. They had a publication from the beginning. It's called What's Brewing. That's the same What's Brewing that I took over. So for 3 years now, since fall 2015, I've been the editor and publisher of What's Brewing, and it's now it's a magazine that's available online as well as it's in print. And on that note, guys, I've got your early Christmas present here for you.
Okay.
You are getting one of the very first copies of What's Brewing Winter Edition.
The Winter Wonderland issue.
Yes.
Thank you.
Here you go, Rick.
Cheers. Thank you, Dave.
And so this issue is special because this one contains our holiday gift guide.
Okay.
So What's Brewing Winter Edition is, it's got a new annual tradition that we started out putting a feature into our magazine a couple years ago where we would talk about, hey, what are some cool things that beer lovers might like to get for Christmas? We eventually found that it was so popular it grew into its own section of the magazine, and it's even available online as a standalone edition. called the BC Craft Beer Holiday Gift Guide. And in the gift guide, you'll find all kinds of, you've got wearables, beer jewelry, you've got things that you can give to people to drink, give to people to read. And in this case, I've got something special for you guys in your goodie bag, which is to give to you to wear at a beer festival. This is called the What's Brewing Beer Caddy.
Oh, yeah, those things are cool.
Yeah, this is the thing that lets you have your tasting glass around your neck when you're walking around. And this is something that you can actually only get from us in Canada. This is the What's Brewing Beer Caddy. So this gift guide is full of ideas like this. You can find the gift guide online at whatsbrewing.ca. You can find the magazine online as well. It's free. You'll also find the magazine in a number of tasting. There's about 50 tasting rooms around British Columbia where we distribute the magazine. So, and you'll find those listed on our website at whatsbrewing.ca. And the magazine, since 2015, as I say, when I got involved with it, has become busier and busier. It really has become just a full-time. It's not only a quarterly magazine that comes out in print, but it's a weekly newsletter that comes out every Thursday called The Hotline. And so that keeps us quite busy assembling all the week's worth of BC craft beer news and events. And we also have a really busy social media presence that's on every day. So whatsbrewing.ca is where to find all that.
Because, Joe, we were out at the Coquitlam Craft Beer Festival, and we saw some of the guys from What's Brewing down there, and they actually got us a picture that was while we were up there tasting. So.
That's right. Yeah. Well, it's a good-looking publication. I particularly like your Dones issue a few issues back because they're personal favorites of the show.
Yep.
But a good-looking publication. Again, it comes out quarterly. Whatsbrewing.ca. Dave Smith, the editor. Please join us again, and thank you for the gifts. Merry Christmas to you.
Cheers, buddy. Merry Christmas.